Good morning, MPC. Good morning, Presidential Spokesperson Salvador Panelo.
Good morning to all of you. Shoot.
Question, MPC. Ate Rose. Mic, please.
Sir, good morning. Sir, ano
Morning.
po yung reaksyon ng palasyo dun sa guilty verdict na ibinaba ni Judge Azucena dun sa mga pulis na sangkot sa Kian de los Santos murder?
Well, it is a triumph of justice. It shows that this country has a robust judicial system. It also shows that in the solemn speech of the president the first time, he said, when he declared war on drugs, those who will abuse their authority will have hell to pay. And in this particular case of Kian, if you recall, it was the president who ordered immediately the relief, the arrest, and the detention of the policemen involved immediately after he viewed the video showing that obviously there was a salvage in that incident. So from the very start, the administration's policy was to be intolerant with any kind of abuse coming from the military as well as the police. And for that matter, any abuse coming from any civilian, any violation of law.
Sir, anong...
And it also demonstrates, by the way, the theory when the detractors of the president advocate the idea that the ICC has jurisdiction because this country does not have the capability of prosecuting criminals. This is a walking testament that there is, in this country, as I said earlier, a robust judicial system, a working judicial system.
Sir, ano,
And we would like to laud, by the way, this is a 6-month trial, and this is a record in heinous crimes like the case of Kian. It took them only 6 months to finish the case. It means that the prosecution as well as the defense really did their homework and finished the case on time.
Sir, magdudulot kaya ito ng pangamba dun sa mga pulis o military na masasangkot dyan sa mga ganyang kriminalidad o paglabag sa karapatang pantao?
Oh, certainly, it is a deterrent of any commission of any crime involving men in uniform.
Thank you, Ate Rose. In connection with the conviction, Celerina.
Good morning, sir. Sir, just for the record kasi the president previously said, and he always said in his speeches before that he would pardon the police or military officers who would be convicted in connection with their work. So in this case, any assurance that the president would not later on pardon these convicted felons?
Of course. You must remember that this is murder. There is intention to kill. The president will never tolerate that. What he said was, if you do it in accordance with your job, in the performance of your duty, then I will help you. Not when you violate the law. That is what he said.
I ask that because if I remember it right, shortly after the president's meeting with the parents of Kian de los Santos, apparently parang merong flip-flopping sa pagsasalita niya no na parang there's really a need to kill Kian de los Santos. So I'm just seeking for your assurance.
Yeah, we give the assurance that the president will never tolerate any intentional killing against civilians from the man in uniform.
Thank you, Celerina. Henry, Yuri, still on Kia's case. Same question. Okay, other matters? Shift na tayo, MPC, sa ibang subject. Kian pa rin, Henry? Other matters. Henry, please. Henry Uri. Mike, please.
Secretary, ano ang eksaktong gustong ipagawa ng Pangulo kay Colonel Espinido sa pagpapabalik sa kanya sa Osamis?
Well, if you recall, Espinido was successful in reading that place of drug lords, those who push drugs. And apparently, since his departure, the drug incidents there increase by leaps and bounds. So the president needs man like Espinido to do the work.
Is there any order na shoot to kill itong mga paruhinog kung magkakaroon ng resistance or whatever?
The president's order is always when your life is in danger and at risk, then the law allows you to use violence to save your lives.
So meaning,
It is a justifying circumstance under the revised penal code. There is no need for an order to shoot to kill. The instinct of self-preservation require you to do something about your own life.
all right.
Thank you, Henry. Still on Espinido question. Other matters. Shift na tayo, MPC. Jonah.
Sir, dun
Chara.
sa Duterte Death Squad, what are the mechanics? Sino yung mga bubuo doon? Anong order ni Presidente?
First, I think the president was just bringing an idea. And if that idea becomes a reality, as Secretary of Defense Delphine Lorenzana said, the Army will be in charge of that. There is also the idea that perhaps if you organize that, composed of men in uniform, then you need those who surrendered coming from the NPAs to join so that these people know who the members of the Sparrow units are. So they can easily point. Mas mabuti yung kilala mo kung sino yung miyembro. Kasi mga kasama nila yan eh. So you will minimize yung sinasabi nilang baka kung sino-sino lang ang... Hindi naman po pwede yun eh. The president will not allow that. The reason why he's doing that, kasi kung pinapatay yung mga pulis natin nang walang kalaban-laban, then he's duty-bound by the Constitution to protect them. Kasama yun sa tungkulin niya, pangalagaan niya ang kaligtasan ng taong bayan at lalo na yung mga nagpapahiral ng batas.
Sir, dun sa mga surrenderers, they will go on training sa EMP?
No, as I said, that is also an idea being floated. It's an idea. So pag-aaralan pa yan. Anong magandang pamamaraan? What is important to my mind is that the president is doing his job. The Constitution commands him to serve and to protect the Filipino people, and that includes the policemen. So anything that endangers the lives of civilians as well as men in uniform, then the president is mandated by the Constitution to undertake measures to prevent such occurrence.
And the President said, sir, na pag may nakita kayong 3 or 4 na nakatambay sa terminal, sa mga karinderya, patayin nyo na agad.
No, ang ibig niya sabihin kung yung mga mga Sparrow unit yun. Kasi malalaman mo naman kung hindi, kung may mga kasama ka, mga dating kasama nila, then you will know. Yun ang ibig niya sabihin.
Thank you, Jonah. Still on the DS, Ate Rose.
Sir,
Then
follow-up.
proceed.
Yes.
Di ba sir yung idea ng paghihimok na magbalik loob yung mga rebelde para magkaroon sila ng tahimik na buhay? Paano magkakaroon ng katahimikan yung buhay nila kung gagawin silang asset ng military na tagaturo ng mga dati nilang kasamahan? Di magiging mapanganib yung buhay nila sa pagbabalik sa mainstream.
Katotohanan niya, nanganganib ang buhay nila nung sumurrender sila. Sila ang unang itatarget ng mga Sparrow. Kasi sumurrender sila eh. And there is a risk of these people pointing at them. Kaya silang unang target, in fact.
So hindi parang ino-open natin yun sa mas mapanganib na sitwasyon?
Hindi naman.
Yung isasama sila sa military operation?
Hindi, dapat nga, kung isama mo yon para malaman mo kung sinong papatay sa kanila, hindi makakabuti sa buhay nila. They will be saved. Kasi me, as far as I am concerned, kung akong nandun sa kabila, sila ang una kong hahanapin. Sila mga sumuko eh. Yung mga nasa loob, syempre, will feel endangered. Pag tinuro sila, di patay na sila.
Eh sir, baka maka-discourage po kayo ng mga posibleng rebel returnees kung ganun.
Hindi naman.
Kaya?
Kasi they have to choose between life in the hills na nandun din ang buhay nila. And alam naman nila namamatay din yung kanilang mga kasama. And life dito sa isang side na mas malaki ang percentage of surviving.
Thank you, Ate Rose. Christine, Joseph, and Henry, then Ace. Christine.
Sir, you said parang the president has to protect the people. Kaya, because he said he wants to field mga assassination teams.
Yes, not only that explains why the Memorandum 32 has been issued by
But would
him.
you also violate yung due process?
No, why are you violating due process? You're running after criminals. You're running after people who will assassinate us. So how can that be? You will prevent it nga from happening.
So they're not entitled to due process, sir?
You mean to tell me, pag pinapatay ka na, teka muna, bigyan muna kita ng due process. Hindi na pwede yun.
Sir, parang has
In
the
other words, we have a situation here where there is a group of men who will kill with impunity. What do you want the state to do? Just sit idle and watch? We cannot do that. It's the duty of the state to protect its citizens.
So, did the president parang get any report na merong ang assassination teams?
I
That's why he
suppose
said.
the president will never undertake any measure without basis. He has all the resources in the world to back him up.
Thank you, Christine. Joseph, and to be followed by Henry, then Ace.
Morning, sir. Sir, how will the government recruit members of this Sparrow unit?
As I said, that's just an idea. So let's wait for that idea to be realized. First, the idea of creating an anti-Sparrow unit is
Sparrow unit.
just an idea as of now. He's floating that idea. And some are responding, others for, and others against. Let's see how it develops.
Okay, so...
What is important to me is the president is doing something to protect us.
All right, so you just kanina po, earlier in your statement that you mentioned the Memorandum 32, no? So you
Yeah.
just made the connection between 32 and this idea of putting up a Sparrow unit. So is that why the president issued Memorandum 32, and is the government intensifying its offensive against the communist insurgency?
Well, that's part of the intention. The foremost reason is to protect us from acts of terrorism, acts of criminality being committed in those areas pointed to by Memorandum number 32.
So, sir, testing the idea lang, the members of the Sparrow units will be members of former members of the CPP-NPA?
Oh, the Sparrow units we have known are members of the NPA.
That's in the past, sir, diba? Pero now, the idea is that the government will be using former rebels against the former comrades.
No, as I was saying, that's an idea also. That's an idea being floated also from other sources. That it's a good thing daw na mas maganda mga dating NPA members ang kasama ng mga men in uniform kasi ma-identify mo kagad. Hindi ka na mag-aantay, nababariling ka.
So that's based...
Naka-ready ka na kagad. Siyempre, pag tinuro mo, yan, O di siyempre, may mga dalang baril yan.
So parang mga makapili to, ganun, parang ganun. Na former members being used for the...
Hindi. That's, again,
Idea.
that's an idea lang. Ideas lang
What's the
lahat
other
yan,
idea,
Sa
sir?
ngayon, kumbaga, niluluto pa lang natin mga Ricardo kung anong mabubuo. Tingnan natin how it develops.
And another idea could be recruiting volunteers, mga ordinary
Another
civilians.
idea is, it's a good idea not to proceed. Di ba?
Why
Just
did
an
you say
idea.
that?
Wala, hindi nga natin alam eh.
So it's a
Basta,
trial balloon.
what is important to me is the president is doing everything to protect this nation.
So, balik lang ng konti, sir, sa Parohinog. So what does the president know about the Parohinogs that he made it, he decided to bring back Espinido there?
Eh kasi nga, di ba, yung incidents doon nung umalis daw si Spinido lumala.
Lumala in what do you
Lumala
mean, sir?
yung incidents of drugs.
What else, sir?
Kumalat. Kumbaga hindi na maganda yung sitwasyon doon, kaya kailangan bumalik siya doon.
And when the president
Maganda yung
said,
kanyang pamamaraan siguro noon.
okay, when the president said, scrape this place clean, what did he mean by that?
What?
Scrape this place clean.
O,
That's
ibig
the order.
sabihin, gawin mong maging lawful yung lugar na yon, hindi lawless.
And that includes exterminating.
Oh, that includes dismantling the drug apparatus. That means prosecuting the people involved. That means putting them in jail where they belong. And rehabilitate those who have been addicted to drugs.
All right, sir, thank you.
Thank you, Joseph. Henry, then Ace Romero.
Follow-up lang, sir, dun sa creating the Sparrow unit against the NPA. You keep on saying, just this idea lang to. Kumbaga, idea lang ito ng presidente. But is he serious?
I suppose. I don't think na he's joking on this. This involves matter of life and death. You have here the situation of a group killing people. You cannot be joking on this kind of matter. So he floats this idea. And then let that idea develops into something real.
Hindi naman ho ito
But
yung...
then, of course, the mechanics of that will have to be worked out.
Hindi
So
naman
that
ito
it
yung ano.
will not endanger others in the course of the operation.
Hindi ito yung strategy ng Pangulo na he's just floating the idea to know kung sino yung mga kasama niya sa anti-insurgency campaign.
Oh, not really. He does it because he wants to solve criminality in this country.
Pero trabaho po ng AFP at saka PNP ang habulin, hulihin at well, kung lalaban, magkaroon ng encounter. Hindi ba ibig sabihin ito, Secretary, tila kinakapos na ng kumpiyansa or hindi happy ang Pangulo sa resulta ng trabaho ng AFP at PNP na ginagawa laban sa NPA?
Not necessarily. In fact, he's using them precisely to augment the forces stationed in those areas.
Opo, pero
In
bakit
other words,
kailangan?
you're improving on a situation. Otherwise, you will create your own army if you do not trust this present army.
So the palace thinks that pag wala itong mga Sparrow na ito, walang magandang resultang makukuha dito sa anti-insurgency campaign?
What do you mean pag walang Sparrow?
Pag hindi
Yung
ginawa
Sparrow
ito...
palagi nandyan, hindi naman nawawala yan.
Hindi, I mean, pag hindi ginawa yung idea ng presidente, pag hindi nag-materialize, hindi rin matatapos o magkakaroon ng magandang resulta yung insurgency campaign ng gobyerno.
Not necessarily. Lahat ng mga ideas na pwedeng makatulong sa isang kampanya laban sa insurgency, dapat subukan natin.
Alright.
Thank you, reminder lang, kung okay lang, one question, two follow-ups para Ace, please.
Secretary, what's the President's legal basis for ordering the wipe-out of the Parohinogs?
The white?
The wipe-out of the Parohinogs.
Again, I will repeat what I said. All actions of the President are based on one constitutional command, that is to serve and to protect the people. If that place there endangers the lives of the people there, then he is required, is directed, is commanded and ordered by the Constitution to do something about it. Otherwise, he is remiss of his constitutional duty to protect and to serve the people.
So when he said wipe out, na kasi sinabi niya kahapon, ubusin yung pamilya. So what does he mean by
No,
that?
he is actually referring to those who involved in drugs. They should be prosecuted to the fullest. I already explained that to in responding to Joseph's question.
Hindi big sabihin patayin yun.
No.
Kasi ang term niya,
Killing will only come if they resist arrest, if they do violence to those who are enforcing the law. This is very clear every time the president says that.
so when he said wipe out from the face of the earth, ibig sabihin nun, they should be held accountable for their actions.
Yes,
You're
it means he
saying that-
will pursue to the ends of the earth these criminals until they're behind bars.
So not necessarily patayin.
Not
Kasi
necessarily.
ang tinawagan niya yung pulis. Okay.
The law allows killing when their lives are in danger.
Okay. Thank you, Sec.
MPC questions, other matters? Joseph, balikan kita. Si Joyce muna. Joyce, please.
Sir, sabi nyo idea pa lang itong death squad. How do we expect it to be developed? Ibig ko ba sabihin, meron po bang, are we expecting succeeding meetings with the President, with Lorenzana, PNP? Babagitin ba ito sa command conference? Paano po ide-develop yung idea?
Well, the Secretary of National Defense has already responded to it. He said he will create a task force and think about the plans, how to do it. We will let you know as soon as it becomes a reality.
Since sir, sinasabi nyo idea lang, is there a possibility na hindi rin ito matuloy?
Of course, an idea can either come into fruition or not.
Okay. Sir, sabi po ng CHR, ni Attorney Chito Gascon, under daw po sa international humanitarian law, prohibited daw po ang any kind of death squad.
You know, if you say death squad, the intention of which is just to kill, but not killing in self-defense, he's right. But this is different. Precisely, you're going to create that to prevent the killing of these people, of civilians. Masyadong narrow ang kanyang pananaw dito.
Okay na, Joyce. Joseph. Then, Christine.
Sir, sorry lang. Yung kaninang question ni Celerina, no? But you mentioned yung whether the president will pardon. You said that president does not tolerate murder. But just to be very black and white about it, will the president pardon these 3 policemen, assuming that it reaches the Supreme Court and there's a finality in the decision?
The president, as I said earlier, will never tolerate policemen who intentionally kills, who have done it not in accordance with the performance of their duties.
So,
So
therefore,
obviously if the conviction is murder, which is intentional, then I don't think the president will pardon.
okay. Thank you.
Christine. Salamat, Joseph.
Sir, the president used the term assassination team last night. So, di ba pag assassination to assassinate? So, yun, based on the concern that was raised by Chito Gascon. I mean, he used the term assassination team.
Kasi nga mga assassins yung hinahabol eh. Ganun din yun. It's the same.
So, no reason to be concerned, even if the president used yung, because it means yung objective is to kill rin, parang ganon.
I think we should be, in fact, be relieved that we have a president doing everything in his power to stop all acts of violence, all acts of criminality, all acts of terrorism against the civilians.
Okay na, Christine. Sige. Joyce, then Joseph.
Sir, kahit idea pa lang naman to, i-develop pa naman, can we guarantee na walang magiging human rights violations if this
Well,
squad will
definitely.
be...
If you recall in Memorandum 32, which apparently you did not notice, it states there that individual rights have to be respected.
But sir, this formulation of the squad is not part of the memo itself. So that's why I'm asking it.
Well, it goes without saying, the president is a lawyer and he always abide by the law. He's trained in law.
Okay na, Joyce. Okay, after Joseph, we will take last two questions. Okay, Joseph.
O ito naman yung muna, hindi pa nakakapagtanong yun eh. Ikaw na.
Sige, si Virgil muna, then Joseph.
Sir, regarding kay Secretary De Reza, may naghahanap na ba si Pangulo ng replacement for him?
Wala pa siya sinabi. We'll let you know as soon as he has appointed one.
Ano po yung specific po, sir, na corruption allegations dun sa dalawang nasiba? Kasi it was not clear kung ano ba yung corruption allegations against them that led to their dismissal.
What he said during the press conference is he's investigating the corruption, exactly how it happened.
And kung may findings na, sir, will the palace file charges against the two?
Siyempre, it goes without saying, palagi naman ganyan.
Thank you.
Okay na, Virgil. Sige, doon muna sa OPAP.
Sir, ang akusasyon ni Joma Sison, ano daw, gusto lang imilitarize ni Presidente yung OPAP, kaya niya tinanggap yung resignation ni Duresa at saka sinibak yung dalawang opisyal.
I'm surprised even that you're giving credit to Joma Sison. Joma Sison, I think, is living in a different world. He has lost touch with his men. He started with a beautiful concept, but 50 years hence, wala. Wala nangyayari. Hindi na siya sinusunod ng mga tao niya.
Follow up then.
Otherwise, kung sinusunod siya, sana walang mga violations ng ceasefire.
Okay. MPC, last question from Joseph.
Sir, dun lang sa Sparrow unit.
Talagang hot ka na.
Why?
Okay.
It's an idea. We want to test the idea, right?
All right.
Okay. Remember Alsamasa of several decades ago? Mga ganon?
Pinanganak ka na ba nun?
I read things, sir. I read books naman.
Okay, Alsamasa sa Davao.
Hindi. May mga, di ba? Yung...
Sa Davao yun, yung
Okay.
Alsamasa.
So anyway, how do you prevent that kind of thing from happening? Meaning, encouraging na maybe not hindi authorized by the military or whoever to take the law into their own hands and just kill. And
sino ba
similar to...
nagtapos ng Alsamasa? Di ba si Mayor Den Duterte? Siya nga nakatapos nun eh.
So he's resurrecting it now?
No, ayaw niya nga eh. Hindi ba tinapos niya nga yun? Because he doesn't want that. Yung patayan. Hindi ba? Kaya nga inayos niya yung sitwasyon doon eh.
How do you prevent a wild, wild west? I mean...
He did it. He stopped the wild, wild west in Davao. That's why he's loved by the Davaoeños. How he did it, I think...
I'll rephrase my question, sir. Will it not encourage regular individuals from taking the law into their hands and just shoot maybe their own personal enemies and not necessarily
No, I
enemies
don't
of the
think
state?
so. I don't think it will encourage. In fact, people will be relieved that there is such if this idea becomes a reality. Na may mga nagbabantay pala sa amin, na mga gustong pumatay sa amin. Eh kung akong sibil, matutuwa ako.
Okay. MPC, maraming salamat. Presidential Spokesperson Salvador Panelo,
Thank
maraming
you.
salamat.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Balik tayo sa Radyo Pilipinas and PTV.